I'm Scott Parent, and this is Relevantly Speaking. Hi everyone, welcome to the show. This week we're talking about viral content with one of the leading authorities on the subject, Brent Csutoras. Brent is a senior vice president at BlueGlass Interactive, and he was kind enough to talk to us about infographics and memes and why those types of things are so popular in the online world. Take a look. Brent, you specialize in a lot of viral content. What sort of content spreads the quickest in your mind?
Right now, I would have to say that, infographics tend to be really popular right now. But I mean, typically the thing that spreads the most, to go viral is memes as well. So anything like the Old Spice campaign that went out recently, memes tend to really take off because they tend to poke a lot of fun at people where they enjoy it. And so it's something that people can feel like they're a part of a lot more than just an article that happens to be popular. So I definitely feel like that works really well, especially when it gets into like YouTube and gets a lot of legs. But anything like that's really high quality and statistical around current events is typically going to have a lot of legs. So anything around like policy or the oil spill when that was going on, anything around that had a lot of legs. So current events, infographics that relate to something that's current events, and definitely memes will go the farthest at this point, in my opinion, right now with social.
Can you talk about a campaign that you've been a part of recently that you've had some success with?
Sure. I mean, typically a lot of our campaigns are difficult to talk about just because of NDA and stuff like that. So I can talk about things more in a general kind of fashion without using names. But one of the really cool recent campaigns that we did was for a large steak company, somebody who, sells meats and whatnot. And, one of the really competitive phrases out there is how to cook a steak. And so we did a really good article, used a great chef and everything. And we talked about, how to select and how to pick and how to properly cook meat. And, it doesn't sound like it's that sexy, but it's definitely something that fits the target demographic of where viral can go. We pushed it on a good, time period right before, a holiday that people would typically want to start barbecuing more, and it had a lot of success. And they ended up, the big success was, sure, it got, on Dig, it got on a lot of these sites, it got a lot of success, but more than anything, it got a lot of good links, and now they rank within the top 20 for how to cook a steak, which is really important for them and was able to convert really well for them.
Now, you talked a little bit about the types of things that do well in sort of viral campaigns. Is there sort of in your mind an initial spark, something that's common that in your mind sets off viral content?
Sure. I mean, I absolutely think that there's probably two things that can occur that really help. One is what I typically do a lot of, and that's promotion, right? Knowing how to properly engage in large communities so that you can get the ball rolling, so that you can get in front of other influencers in a way that allows them to naturally pick it up and not feel like you're pitching them and want to then take the ball and get it rolling. So obviously, I think the concept of aggregation sites and social marketing in that way is one of those. But if you're talking about the spark, like truly the things, I think that what can really get things going quickly, and we've seen a lot of this lately, is targeting the influencers directly. When brands are willing to engage directly with their audience, that seems to be huge for taking them to the next level.
How can companies be better today at using social media to see their marketing campaigns be more successful?
I mean, the easiest thing is that, people really need to understand that social media is about being pure about the content and about the message and about the engagement. So many companies, they're always trying to shove that product down somebody's throat. And it's like, no matter how many times you have the conversation, they're like, well, how can we sell this? And we actually, have campaigns that we see a lot where it's so overwhelmed by trying to sell something that they forget that there's a message that needs to be presented, and it gets overwhelmed with that. And so I think that companies really need to realize that there's a value in pulling the right mindset of people, the right general audience of people who then are smart enough to make a conversion at that point. But to simply go after somebody directly for that conversion tends to turn people off. It's the same, you walk in a store and you don't want to be approached. You want somebody there when you have questions. You want to be able to see something that might interest you, but you don't want somebody to jump out and approach you like that. Same thing applies for social online.
That's our show for this week. My name is Scott. Thank you for watching.